The psychological facts about sex human behavior that will keep you amazed. Have you ever felt that unexplainable connection with someone where it's almost as if the universe was guiding you toward them? But what if I told you that these moments aren't just coincidences? What if they're driven by something deeper inside you? Today we'll dive into the psychological and emotional forces shaping our most intimate connections, combining modern insights and ancient wisdom to explain the unseen patterns that govern our desires and relationships. Ready to uncover the truth? Stick with me. You're about to be amazed. Hey there. Hey. If you've ever wondered why certain people seem to ignite something deep inside of you, or why emotional intimacy feels like it can make or break a relationship, you're in the right place. Today, we're not just talking science. We're blending insights from experts like Jessica Opare and the profound philosophy of Carl Jung to give you an understanding of sex and human behavior that you've never considered. So hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. You don't want to miss this. Fact number 1, the power of scent. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt an instant magnetic attraction to someone? Maybe it was their smile or the way they made you feel. But what if I told you that scientifically, it's their scent that's pulling you in? According to Carl Jung, we often project unconscious traits onto others, and the deeper part of us, our collective unconscious, is constantly guiding us toward the people we need in our lives. This isn't just about looks or attraction, it's about something deeper. The way we respond to someone's scent is driven by pheromones, subtle chemical signals that unconsciously trigger feelings of connection. But it's not all physical. Jung would argue that we're being drawn to others not just because of what they smell like, but because of something their energy is projecting, something that aligns with our own unconscious archetypes. And as Jessica Opare often shares, the emotional energy we pick up from someone is key in building a bond that feels meant to be. What if that spark you feel when you meet someone isn't by chance at all? What if it's your inner psyche reaching out to connect with a complementary force in theirs? Mind-blowing, right? Fact number 2. Sex doesn't just relieve stress, it reprograms your brain. Now, we all know that stress is a part of life, but Jessica Opare often emphasizes how emotional intimacy can dramatically reduce our anxiety levels. This isn't just about physical pleasure. It's about resetting your nervous system. When you engage in sex, your body releases endorphins, oxytocin, and dopamine, which are your body's natural feel-good hormones. But here's where it gets deeper. Imagine Carl Jung's idea of the shadow self, the hidden, repressed parts of ourselves. When we connect intimately, these hormones act as a kind of emotional release valve, helping us confront and release the emotional weight that we've been carrying unconsciously. It's not just stress relief. It's a reclaiming of balance. Sex, in this sense, becomes a powerful reset, allowing us to bring ourselves back to a place of emotional clarity. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed, remember that your body is wired to release emotional pressure through sex, but this release can only happen fully if you trust your partner. That's why emotional intimacy amplifies the effects of stress relief. You can't just go through the motions. You need to truly connect. Fact number 3. Sex and emotional bonding are more intertwined than you think. Sure, we all crave intimacy, but have you ever wondered why sex can feel magical with one person and empty with another? The answer lies in the collective unconscious, a concept Carl Jung pioneered. Jung believed that we all carry shared memories and emotional blueprints passed down from our ancestors that influence how we connect with others. These aren't just random behaviors, they're archetypal patterns guiding us. When we're intimate with someone, we're not just physically present, we're emotionally and psychologically present. Jung's concept of archetypes shows us that we are deeply attracted to people who resonate with our core values and life stories. But here's where it gets even more profound. Jessica Opare talks about how vulnerability is key in emotional bonding. It's through vulnerability that we experience true connection, and sex becomes a ritual of opening up, allowing ourselves to be seen and accepted. Emotional intimacy isn't just a nice-to-have. It's what makes the sexual experience feel fulfilling and soul-deep. Sex, when done with genuine emotional vulnerability, becomes a bridge to something even more profound. It connects us not just with another person, but with our own authentic selves. Fact number 4. The brain's reward system is constantly at play during sex. And here's the thing. The more pleasure you experience, the more you crave it. Now, Carl Jung would argue that these pleasure-driven urges aren't just biological, they stem from deeper, unconscious desires. The act of sex can act as a symbol of integration, of bringing together parts of yourself that may have been fragmented or repressed. When dopamine floods our brains during sex, it's the pleasure chemical driving us to seek more. But here's the problem. This cycle of craving can lead us into a pleasure trap, where we seek more and more excitement without ever feeling fully satisfied. Jessica Opare talks about how our modern culture has created a false sense of desire, always pushing us for more, without ever teaching us how to experience satisfaction and true emotional intimacy. So what's the solution? Real connection. True emotional vulnerability with yourself and your partner is the key to breaking free from the cycle of mindless pleasure. And once you learn that, you'll begin to see intimacy not as a quick fix but as a deep, nourishing experience. Fact number 5. Pornography doesn't just alter your sexual habits, it rewires your brain. This one is tough, but it's an essential conversation to have. Excessive pornography consumption is changing how we view and experience sex. And it's not just about the physical, it's about the psychological effects it has on our relationships and perceptions of intimacy. As Carl Jung would suggest, our unconscious mind is constantly seeking wholeness. When we turn to pornography, we're not just satisfying physical urges, we're filling an emotional void that we haven't fully processed. Jessica Opare emphasizes that when we disconnect from authentic intimacy, we lose the ability to build real emotional bonds with ourselves and others. Breaking free from the impact of pornography requires more than just willpower. It requires an emotional awakening. When you stop numbing yourself to reality, you begin to reconnect with the person you were always meant to be. And that's when true intimacy becomes possible. You've just uncovered some of the deepest truths about how sex and human behavior shape our lives. The insights from Jessica Opare and Carl Jung give us a lens through which we can understand the complexities of attraction, intimacy, and connection. If this video blew your mind, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful insights into how the mind, body, and soul all come together in love and relationships.